Hi, I hope you guys have been having a great meeting so far. This is my VOS annual meeting 2018 update as your environmental coordinator and development coordinator. These are my IGAP work plan components. FY18 will be ending on the 30th of September. So the last year, since last October 1st, these are the components we have been working on, which is a combination of two grants that we received from EPA. We have the regular base grant, and then we also have the additional funding. So number one is management of environmental office. That's basically all the administration work and all the reporting that is required by EPA. We have the water quality monitoring, environmental research, which is also known to us as the renewable energy, pollution prevention, and to us that's our recycling, education, and outreach. Remove legacy scrap metal, build infrastructure and capacity for continued solid waste management by tribe. The last two components were the additional funding requests that we had received. The remove legacy scrap metal is getting rid of the asbestos on the fallen down church and removing the tank from Solomon. And then the build infrastructure and capacity, that was to purchase a new truck. So these are the terms that are allowable by EPA in order for us to do the kind of work that we want to do. So we were also granted an award from Honor the Earth. We proposed to do some energy efficiency for our tribal members. We all know that we're a distant tribe, so we're kind of scattered around. We don't all live in Solomon. So I figured a great way to reach out is to custom make some weatherization kits. So I wrote a grant to Honor the Earth. This is their logo. So you should expect to see some kind of form if you would like to receive a weatherization kit for your household. There's going to be one weatherization kit available for each household. So I'm going to put a hygrometer, which is this thing. It can detect the humidity in your home. So that can kind of help you understand, do you need to turn on a fan? Is it too moist in here, which could cause mold, can get you sick, and then also the temperature of your place. And then window insulator, everyone knows that it gets really cold in the wintertime, so something as basic as putting some shrink wrap around your windows really does help conserve the heat in your home. So look for that. That should be coming out in the next month. I had already ordered. We're just waiting for them to come in, and then we need to make them into little kits. We had 2 energy audits performed by ANTHC Rural Energy Initiative. They have been on board with us since last year when I was developing the renewable energy plan. So Kelly, she's the energy auditor for ANTHC. She came up June 2nd. We had an educational gathering at the B&B with Alaska Center for Energy and Power, and we had Bering Straits Development Company, Rob Benson, come out. We did the energy audit at the B&B, and then we also went out hunting for a site location for a Met Tower. So this is Kelly kind of showing us how to perform an energy audit for any of the tribal members that were able to make it out that day. And then this was doing a solar assessment with Rob Benson. And that is actually the site location that we kind of decided to do the meteorological tower, which would collect data over the time frame of 1 year for us to understand what would be the most effective renewable energy tool that we can set right there, and understand like what kind of energy we could create on different months of the year and different days. different times of the day. So it's just collecting all this data, and it shows our commitment for potential funders to see that we are taking this very seriously, and this is what we know. So this is a great step as far as our implementation plan for our renewable energy plan. This is our Met Tower, and you can see the B&B in the background. It's right here. So this Met Tower is sitting right next to the abandoned airstrip. So they had installed it. Rob Benson offered to teach Derek how to maintain the Met Tower. I mean, really the only maintenance that we will really need for it out there is maybe tightening some bolts or screws. So I downloaded the software so that I can understand the data that the Met Tower is collecting. It's 34 meters high, which we're hoping to understand the wind throughout the year so that maybe we can put a wind turbine out there, and then understanding the sunlight so we could potentially have solar panels right in that area as well. Then we had Alaska Abatement Corporation come and remove all the asbestos within this fallen down church. And then we hired Jonathan Kumakuk to remove all of the fallen down structure. So if you go out to Solomon, you'll notice the church is not there any longer. Asbestos is a hazardous material, so I'm glad that we were able to remove it from Solomon, especially if we are planning to regrow as a community. We also had the tank removed. That is where the tank used to sit, over down by the bridge, so it's no longer there. We hired Q Trucking to come and remove that for us. I had the 3rd annual Environmental Educational Youth Summit. I had regular partners from the last year and the year before come and host educational stations. I was present at youth camp, which we did talk about renewable energy, about recycling. It was a lot of fun. This year was a bigger group and it was a blast. IGAP was also able to buy a new work truck. The old work truck was not reliable. It would break down. So we were able to buy a new truck. Sarah was able to help me in Anchorage. She went and test drove it with her husband, and we were able to ship it on a barge, and we've had it since the first barge had gone to Nome this year. We were able to purchase this electric bike. So if you look right here, this is a battery that you can charge with. It comes with another battery pack. So when you're pedaling, you're generating electricity, which is plugged into the outside battery pack, and then you would charge this battery by plugging it in, and then you can put it back into the bike and connect it with these little connectors down here. I'm sure you guys have seen the bike in the office by now, but it's a really cool bike. You generate electricity, and I wanted to get this bike for the tribe so that you can understand how to create your own energy on a small scale, because there is a reverter, there's a battery, you're moving, circulating the pedals, which is creating the momentum to create the energy. So I thought this was really cool for us to see. And also, you know, you can take this bike off the stand and you can go bike riding, and when your legs get tired, you can press a button right up here, and then this battery will kick in and then it'll start pedaling for you. So the technology for renewable energy is becoming a huge trend, and I'm glad that we're in the forefront. So we're in our 4th year of water sampling. We originally planned in our quality assurance project plan that we were going to have 5 years of data collected. So next year, by the end of the year, we should have a good idea of what the watershed is doing. And the whole point of this is if there are any potential hazards that affect our watershed, then we can show them this data that we have been collecting for the course of 5 years, and we can tell them, no, you cannot affect our watershed by doing this in our waters. So it's really great. Derek has been super consistent about going out and collecting the data. We have been funded again for FY19, so we will have a new work plan beginning October 1st, which will go until September 30th next year. This is our 7th year with EPA. So going on to the development coordinator position, some of the grant awards that we have been working on and that we received this year are Bering Strait Regional Housing Authority. They're pretty consistent about funding us each year for youth camp. We got an Alaska Community Foundation grant for strengthening organizations. We hired the Foraker Group and had business planning training on the last day of youth camp. We got a Rasmussen Foundation Tier 1 grant. This is our second one. The first one we received from them was to purchase our van. So this one is to purchase office supplies for the new office. We are getting this really cool, huge monitor. It's like a smart TV almost, but monitor. It's like a huge computer. We're going to be able to do web conferencing on there. We can look at documents, share. I mean, you're going to have to go and check it out once it's shipped there. It has already been ordered and paid for. We're just waiting for it to get there. We're also getting a new ID card printer. So if you don't have your ID yet, wait until we get our new printer and let Liz know, and she will make sure you get a new one. We got a Rural CAP Youth Development and Culture Grant, which helped fund youth camp this year. And then we got a cash donation for our environmental stewardship contest from Solomon Native Corporation. So Kiana, if you have any questions or comments, suggestions or feedback, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email is listed right there. You can also contact me on the Environmental Coordinator Facebook page. And I look forward to continue working for you guys.